Hello and welcome to Rajya Sabha News. I'm Tina Jha. Let's begin with the headlines. All necessary steps being taken to boost economic growth, says Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman during short duration discussion on the economic situation in the country. Asserts that inflation is under control while FDI has increased. Crude steel production on the rise, says Steel Minister Dharmendra Pradhan during question hour in the Rajya Sabha. Civil Aviation Minister Hardeep Puri asserts that interests of employees of state-owned carrier Air India will be protected. And Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu makes observations to improve productivity and efficacy of the House. Congratulates members for making concise zero-hour submissions, underscores adherence to rules and procedures. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman on Wednesday said that India's economic growth may have come down, but the country is not facing recession. Replying to a short-duration discussion on the economic situation in the country in the Rajya Sabha, Sitharaman added that the government has taken every decision in the interest of the country and is taking every necessary step to speed up the economic growth rate. Presenting numbers between 5 years under the Congress-led UPA 2 regime from 2009 to 2014 and BJP's first term from 2014 to 2019, the Finance Minister said that the inflation was lower and growth higher under the Modi government.
The steps that are being taken are taken in the interest of the country. So it could be that I will definitely refer for comparability's sake some data. Every step that is pertaining to different sectors, whether it is MSME, whether it is banks, and so on. So 32 steps were taken across the board, which I review on a weekly basis, and many of which are showing definite results.
The Finance Minister also said that there is a lot to improve on taxation front. She said several measures like recapitalization of banks, GST reforms and policy decisions have been taken to augment the economy. She added insolvency and bankruptcy code is yielding results and 70,000 crore rupees capital infusion in banks is showing results in rise in liquidity.
Between 2014 and 19, the GDP accelerated 7.4% in 14-15, 8% in 15-16, 8.2% in 16-17, before the lagged effect of the twin balance sheet set in. And as a result, private investment started suffering because the NPAs were still alive in the banks. They didn't have additional money to go on investing further. The principal doesn't come, the interest doesn't get serviced. You are an NPA. With many number of NPAs, banks have no business to do because their core investment, which is money which has to go out, was not there with them. So recapitalization was essential in the interest of the country, and that's what the Prime Minister clearly has advised me to do, and therefore 70,000 crores were given to the banks. And that has helped. And that has helped, I'll tell you, that when people started telling there's no liquidity, people started telling liquidity is not there at all. With the help of Reserve Bank of India, I've met up with both the public sector banks and the private sector banks, proved that it was not for want of liquidity, but the flow of liquidity was not happening.
Meanwhile, Rajya Sabha Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu expressed displeasure over the disruptions by opposition members during the Finance Minister's reply on the economic situation in the country.
The moment the minister started talking, you can't make running commentary or you can't express your disagreement with the minister. That's not the way. Please see to it that when you raise issues, and that to issues of such national importance, you must have the patience to hear the minister. And if still at the end of the reply of the minister, there is no rule that you should get satisfied, because sometimes you may not be satisfied, then the best way is walking out. That has been the accepted practice of parliamentary system in our country.
And earlier in the day, Congress MP Anand Sharma, while initiating the short-duration discussion on the economic situation in the country, said the current slowdown could not be labelled as a cyclical phenomenon. Several members participated in the discussion and put forth their views. Let's listen in.
कितनी बार चेंजेस करनी पड़ी जीएसटी के रेट पे? सबसे कॉम्प्लेक्स जीएसटी वी imposed on in a hurry, in a haste, which again further wrecked the unorganized sector. The small and micro enterprises, they were subjected to a huge compliance burden.
So GDP don't compare to jobs. What is exactly economy? The four fundamentals of economy.
Yes,
come down. Your jobs which has come down, which our prices
Please
come
conclude.
down. Your savings, our private investment has not come because of the savings.
Trade unions are weakening, collective bargaining is weakening, and due to that, the created wealth is accumulating in a few hands. India is the biggest economic, uneven economic growth country.
This is the pride of India. Made in India is the pride of India, not make in India. Made in India is the pride of India. We can boast. This is made in India. So when you have made in India with you, you want to sell everything.
Our Honorable Prime Minister has declared that zero budget agriculture, the central government is encouraging. So now my humble submission would be sufficient allocation to be made in the budget. So without fund, nothing can move on.
इंडस्ट्रियल ग्रोथ बढ़ाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. इंडस्ट्री का ग्रोथ कहां से होगा जब कंज्यूमर नहीं है? इंडस्ट्री, आप कह रहे हैं हमने कॉर्पोरेट टैक्स कम कर दिया. आपने इंडस्ट्रीज जो कि मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इंडस्ट्रीज हैं उनका टैक्स आप कम कर रहे हैं जिससे कि लोग मैन्युफैक्चर करें. मैन्युफैक्चर किसके लिए करेंगे? जब कोई कंज्यूमर होगा तब तो मैन्युफैक्चर करेंगे.
I am demanding the government to address the real issue. Crisis is at the demand side. So intervene and increase the purchasing power of the people to resolve the real issue.
Large number of loans that were given during 2006 and 2008 when UPA was in power, sir, and the public sector banks were to be blamed for the bad loan problem today. Sir, this act of reckless lending during UPA is very clear indication of crony capitalism.
आरबीआई का रिजर्व पैसा निकाल के आप बैंकों का घाटा पूरा कर रहे हैं. बैंकों की विश्वसनीयता हिंदुस्तान में खत्म होती जा रही है. पीएमसी बैंक घोटाला सामने आया मान्यवर. आज पीएमसी में जो हजारों उपभोक्ता, लाखों उपभोक्ता जिन्होंने अपना पैसा जमा किया था, आज वो दर-दर की ठोकरें खाने के लिए मजबूर हैं, आत्महत्या करने के लिए मजबूर हैं. कौन जिम्मेदार है इसके लिए?
And Rajya Sabha Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu made important observations to enhance the productivity and efficacy of the House on Wednesday.
On health and family welfare,
Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu on Wednesday urged members to maintain silence and observe punctuality.
I suggest to the members to come on time to the House and maintain, to the extent possible, silence, so that we will be sending a proper message. Don't think otherwise. I am making this comment at somebody. This is for general, because as the custodian of the House, I always feel worried whenever something goes wrong and then some reporting has been made outside and then image of the House is being discussed. That is my concern. Otherwise, I have no problem. You have got liberty. If there is something urgent to be discussed, you can go out to the lobby and discuss, complete the discussion and then come inside the House also. That facility is always available.
He also congratulated the members for making articulate and concise zero-hour submissions.
I am really filled with joy and really tears are coming to my ears. The way my members of this house today, the way they contributed, they made their point in a well-structured manner and articulated. This is the message I want this house to convey to the people on daily basis on every issue. Studying properly, coming here and articulating in a proper manner, highlighting the problems of their state or the communities or different sections of the people. That's really, today, I can't express it in words. I've been hearing everybody's speech, except a small this thing. It's really wonderful. We should maintain these traditions and all. And moreover, this 0 hour is not to make allegations and counter allegations. That is, there is separate this thing. But 0 hour is only to highlight certain things to bring to the notice of the government and to the country. That's why I don't allow anybody to take the names of others and then make charges and counter charges. The purpose will be defeated. That has to be noted. Keep it up.
Reminding members that Rajya Sabha, being the House of Elders, has an added responsibility, the chairman said that all members must adhere to the established rules and procedures. Kriti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Steel Minister Dharmendra Pradhan informed the Upper House on Wednesday that crude steel production capacity has increased by over 32 million tons during the last 5 years. The production capacity is being further expanded by 28 million tons per annum.
Responding to supplementary questions during question hour in Rajya Sabha, Steel Minister Dharmendra Pradhan said that crude steel production capacity is on the rise. Pradhan said that the steel sector will also benefit from India's decision not to sign the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement.
भारत में इन दिनों में डिमांड की जो प्रारंभिक दिनों में एक स्थिति बनी, उसमें से अगस्त सितंबर में से स्थिति था। अक्टूबर आते आते धीरे धीरे बाजार की मिड साइज स्टील मिल्स की भी हालत सुधरे हैं, डिमांड थोड़ा सामने आई है। इन दिनों में और एक महत्वपूर्ण निर्णय भारत सरकार ने किया है, प्रधानमंत्री जी ने आरसेप में नहीं जाने का निर्णय किया है। उसकी सीधा कोई लाभार्थी होता है, किसी के ऊपर सकारात्मक इम्पैक्ट है तो स्टील इंडस्ट्री को आता है।
Responding to another query, Civil Aviation Minister Hardeep Singh Puri said that the interests of employees of the state-owned carrier Air India would be protected.
And 25% of the salaries of different people were withheld when Air India had financial difficulties, and there is full intention that before the privatization or disinvestment is completed, this 25% will also be reimbursed to all the employees in all the segments.
Meanwhile, Labour Minister Santosh Kumar Gangwar said that the government will hold discussions with trade unions which have threatened to go on a nationwide strike on January 8th next year.
मैं आपकी बात से सहमत हूं और जैसा मैंने बताया कि पिछले 3 वर्षों में 98% मांगों का हमने समाधान करवाया है। इसके बाद भी जो आप सुझाव दे रहे हैं उसके हिसाब से हम सभी संबंधित पक्षों को बुलाकर बात करें कि श्रम कानून जो अब तक 44 थे उनको हम एक सुविधाजनक तरीके से 4 लेबर कोड्स में बदलने का काम कर रहे हैं। इन्हीं सुझाव आप जो दे रहे हैं उसको ध्यान में रखते हुए
बेरोजगार हो जाते हैं।
Questions were also raised on guidelines for air cargo and utilization of non-used airports. Kriti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
The General Purposes Committee of Rajya Sabha has been reconstituted. The Rajya Sabha chairman has nominated names of 29 MPs for the committee. The chairman himself heads this committee. The panel consists of Deputy Chairman Harivansh, Leader of the House Thawarchand Gehlot, Leader of Opposition Ghulam Nabi Azad, and Vice Chairman panel member Satyanarayan Jatia, along with other senior members. This committee considers and advises on such matters that are periodically referred to it by the chairman. And that's it from us in this bulletin. Thank you for your time.